Hello everybody, welcome back to the pYanodons. Pain. It's your ghostified gamer. Alright, we're working on some things today. You know, we're always doing stuff, you know? We gotta get off this planet, and Pyanodon isn't making it easy on us. So, I'm at the current DNA biolab area, and as you can see, we got some sea sponges we're gonna spin up today. And I have a sea sponge. There we go, I spun these babies up. And it's much easier now, because even though I don't have the full-blown bot-based thing going on, this is, now that I've got those other things done, the cDNA and all that, oh my god, it's so nice. So, let's get this guy going. Boop! This is kind of cool. All right, so the bioreactor takes a sponge. I spun up a sea sponge for a module here, and they need spores or sprouts plus muddy sponge, muddy sludge. I said sponge, and then 40 Zogna bacteria, and there they are. And what happens is this will kick out a sea sponge. And this one generates two of the little sprouts. So as soon as this one gets, I think it's, yeah, it'll be fine now. It'll be two. It'll hold two while it crafts. Now the downside to this, well, the upside is we get 100 saline water per craft. That's nothing to sneeze at. But we need the Zogna bacteria. Now that is, you know, quite a bit of processing, and that's over here. Now this thing takes lamps, petri dishes, and a lot of wood, and these things are very slow, so that's why I got this on a counter here. Now let's go over here, and we're gonna call, ooh, looky here, this is what I'm gonna do, you know, kind of a, you know, a snapshot of what I'm gonna do in the biofactory when we spin that up. I'm gonna have these barreled though. We're gonna bot barrel it, you know, we're gonna have the bots carry the fluids around. So I have this train, this is LTN, and I had to set up the pumps to, you know, activate when the particular fluid is here or whatever. And so those are set up to, you can see the red wires going from the stop. And LTN automatically has read contents on, so that's good. And this is the Zogna bacteria. Now what I did temporarily, I set this to 500, one train. This is set to 10,000, which I could, you know, make 1,000 for now. And we have, you know, 22,000 here, so that's overkill anyway. And what I want to do is get 1,000 Zogna in here, and you'll see this in operation, which is good. And we're gonna do 1,000, bam. And there it is. Now this thing's gonna go all the way down here. We'll do a map view. Oh wait, click, click. If you move the darn map, it doesn't lock onto the train anymore. And you'll see that this should pop, it'll be like a little over 1,000, I think, because it'll overshoot it because of we have to negate, you know, everything. So we'll keep an eye on this thing. 1,300, yeah, see, yeah. So it's okay. 300 more, I don't mind. That's really gonna help keep this from running too much. And if we look at this recipe here, it only needs 40 Zogna. So between the three of these, I put 3 down because, you know, why not? I want to get these spun up because we're getting ready to, you know, obviously do the paragons. And yeah, this is only 40 every 70 seconds. That's a really low amount. I don't want, you know, all that Zogna bacteria sitting in here. There's no reason for it. It's not like we're wasting any resources, but it's about time. Here we go. Oh, cool, they got the little bubbles in them. Oh, it's got a little lamp up here or something. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I like the bubbles. You know, oh look, they've got a little container here, or a little breeding area, and then they got the bigger ones here. That is slow. You know, because we only have one module in here. 125%. Not the annoying one. See? Oh, you know what that means? That's the SpongeBob. That's a reference to SpongeBob. That is awesome. I love it. Man, I tell you, these guys, you know, they are awesome. They have a lot of fun little quips in here. SpongeBob SquarePants, yeah. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna... Well, I'll cut out here until this is done. What will happen... I think what I want to do... I'm gonna have... I think what... Well, we get 2 crafts out of this because we have 1 in there already. So we'll get 4 sea sponges out of this. I'll have to pull them out. You know, it's slow to spin up, but once we get all the modules in here, then it'll be faster, and then we can run these 2 together. Now, what I thought was interesting was that we need this bioreactor to make the sea sponge. And I'm glad there's nothing more that we need. You know, that's it. Done. No food, no nothing. I'm like, oh, good. Oh, in order to spin this up, we need poor alien samples, biosamples, cDNA. We need the sea sponge DNA sample, a sea sponge codex. Now, that is like a lamp, tinned cable, and green circuits. It was real simple. And then water. So we need the 1000 water. That's no problem there. And the codex, yeah, the codex wasn't difficult at all. In order to get this, we need 100 automation science pack. That was crazy. 1 generic Earth DNA and a sea sponge codex for that. And then this one needed 1 as well. So it's not too bad. You know, it was a little bit kind of worrying, but you know, not too bad. All right, I'll let this finish up, and then we'll get this going here. Oh, I am venting the saline water here because, you know, we're not gonna use this for production. It's basically just trying to spin it up. Oh, and yeah, before I cut out, we're gonna work on the rare earth stuff today. The way I'm gonna handle this, because I'm after this artificial blood right here. So I think what I'm gonna do, the artificial blood, let's take a look at that. ART. Now, it's only got 2 uses. Oh, wait, it's 2 recipes. Wow, look at all this. The Coralex we need it for, the zipper, the Paragon, the barreling. Ooh, we need it for the Arcwood to spin. Oh, that's much later, though. Check this out. Yeah, no. Ooh, an Arthurian. That looks pretty cool. Augs. Oh, wow. We can really go crazy. Well, these are the spin-ups. We already have them, so why would we need to do it again? I don't know. Dihilimo, a Dingrit. Yeah, there's a lot of creature spin-ups. Now, what I want to do is we'll have an LTN stop for these. Ooh, look at that. It's like a worm-looking thing. Vrauk. Yeah, I don't understand why would you... Oh, it's 10. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of creatures. It looks like we can get away from the breeding. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, this is the one we want for the thing. So, ooh. Well, that's the spin up. Okay, look. Biometric skin. Holy crap. Yeah, this is the spin up. That's a MK01. Aerial Caravan. We got to try those out. That's like those are air whales. Well, what's this one now? 10 zippers. Yeah, look at this. So we do all this stuff artificially, and then we get the 10 zippers. So instead of doing the breeding complex and all that other jazz, we could do this, and we could get consistent amounts of creatures. And it's in a creature chamber too. Whoa, trains. Okay, yeah, so we'll work towards the artificial blood, We're going to have that on LTN. That way I can train it over here in small amounts. And then we can do creature spin-ups that way. I'll show you guys how this spun up in a minute, and then we'll start working on the other thing. All right, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I lost the recording. I had the wrong scene selected. And in that scene, the mic is muted. I use it for capturing stuff off the internet to do like B-roll stuff. And I was like, ah, crap. I don't have it. I had a full a recording and no mic. No mic. Yeah, because I didn't want the mic on or any desktop audio. I had my own stuff to it. Transformative stuff, but, you know, I have to grab it off the internets, you know, things like that. Anyway, let me show you. Oh, my God. So, there's a couple things I forgot to show off the last episode. Somewhere along the lines I did this. I pulled up that activated carbon crap in the, what is it, the hydrofluoric acid? I can't remember what the hell this stuff is. Hydrochloric. The hydrogen chloride. I gotta remember, hydrogen and chlorine together, hydrogen chloride, yeah. Oh, this is running, cool, look at that. Niobium. Oh, it's the iron niobium. I cleaned this up. It was just bugging me to no end. So I put the drill heads are here now, and I'm sharing this line here because, you know, drill heads. Oh, wow, 60. I had like 400 in there. Those things get chewed up pretty quick. This train here is bringing in the hydrogen chloride from that business park because, you know, it's the guts to the hydrogen chloride, which I got to get around to putting that other one together where because we're capturing hydrogen chloride for breaking apart the saline water and I'm venting it. So I'm basically wasting hydrogen chloride, which isn't really that bad, but, you know, we got to close that loop and make sure we have that available. I might do that next, but so we have the activated carbon and the salt over here now. I just picked off. Look at this spaghetti mess, man. It's nuts. So I cleaned this up, all this mess. I didn't even have niobium pipes over here, so I cleaned that up too. It's fun stuff to do. I like doing this kind of junk. The next thing is, you know, obviously we got to get the organic solvent over here, and then I can get rid of all this junk, all this mess here. The nitrogen we still need, and then I could actually do filtration media to get this to nitrogen, because this is just being vented, and it would save nitrogen. You know, basically, it would save this from running as much. Not a big deal, but yeah, all that would come out. That'd be nice. Now, what else did I do? There was another project. Oh yeah, I missed. Oh, I'm so mad because I spun up a creature and I lost that recording. Oh, wood. That's why I just remembered. Here we go. I put a log pickup here. We need this for this mushroom thing. And so I picked off right here to get the logs onto a LTN train. And just kind of pulled off of here and everything is good there. And then I spun up this creature up here. Oh, I'm so mad I lost this recording. Look at this thing. This is the Yadles mushroom. And I'm stockpiling right now Yadles because we need 12 of these things. They're slow as all get out. I mean, this thing is crazy slow, but we don't need a lot of them. And this is a PyScience 2 thing, so we're that much closer to PyScience 2 now, which is great. We need these spores, which just runs, and then it feeds this thing. I had to spin up. They're a mushroom derivative, and I had to spin up a couple mushroom codexes, things, you know, all that, the DNA samples. And then there is a Yadles codex, you know, like the little card. It looks like a little MCIA card thing. That goes in here along with this codex, or this DNA sample, mushroom. And then we make these. Now, I made 3 of them, and I'm glad I did. From here, I thought I made a mistake, but this thing is so slow. I'm glad I did 3. But look at this graphic, man. This is one of my favorite buildings as far as like color and in detail. This is really cool. Now, if you mouse over this, it says a specialized cave to grow this gigantic fungus. And look at how they spew out their spores, I think. I think that's how, you know, the mushrooms have, you know, like fungus spores on them. And creatures will, like the ant there, that's why they put the ant, because the ant is crawling around. And I don't know if it's eating the fungus or it's taking something from the fungus, the mushroom. But in the meantime, it's pollinating, you know, I think. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking the ant's there. But I don't know what this yellow fume is that's coming out of it. But look, it's got a little pie. Look at that. It's got a little thing here with a pie on it. A little wires or tube or something. All kinds of little mushrooms. Over here. Something over here. I don't know what that is. And then there's some tanks. We got the water. Maybe that's the water tanks. And I just kind of bootstrap this up because what I want to do, well, the only thing you need to do is make enough of these Yadles to have the modules. And then we have the spore thing on site, and then we have to have this substrate here. I think I have it here. Yeah, the fungal substrate. And this thing needs fertilizer, which I ran out of, which is fine because we have 54 right now. I need 36 of these. So I have this set to like 2 stacks or something like that. We need fertilizer, the fungal substrate, wood, and the spores, plus water. And this one needs, I think, it needs, here's the stuff. It needs logs and biomass. So this one here for the fungal substrate is just these 2 ingredients. And then these 3 here are for the little mushrooms here. And this is done now. All set and ready to go. I think we need a bunch of these. And this is the ingredient to the Paragen, which we're on track to doing. Then I got a creature chamber here because I didn't want to take my fetal serum. I didn't want to change this over to this one and then lose the fetal serum inside the building. What I'll probably do is cut this pipe here, or I'll switch the pump backwards to clear the pipe because I have 200 fetal serum. I just don't want to have to chase around as much. And then I'll pipe it into this one. And then when we get the blood, I'll bring the blood train over here. I'll just kind of have a pump, and the pump holds 400 fluid, and I'll just pump the blood in here. But we're gonna have it all automated, so I'm not worried about wasting any blood. You know, it's not a big deal. What else did I do off screen that I don't remember? Because I did this recording. Oh yeah, a couple other things. I'm glad I remembered that. Just little details I like to present. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm really excited about I love doing this stuff, so you know, I hope it reflects. So tailings dust. I'm using TSM to pick it up, the trash train now. I thought about this. Now, I did this, and I'm like thinking about it, and I go, well, now I have to deal with this mess. I have to separate the coal dust, have it on LTN from here. Then I have to have an LTN train pick up the copper and iron separately. You know, well, it's going to be, you know, general purpose trains for a specific item. That's not a problem. It's just now I got to separate it out. Well, actually, no, I could do I have the filter inserters here in a counter. In the event that I want to do this for coal dust, I can. But the problem is that I need to request. This needs to be requested. I have to have an open request somewhere, and that's why I don't like this concept. I just want to get it. I'd like to just get the tailings dust consolidated and then offered to the network for something else. So if it is available, then it gets scooped up. I don't want an open request for something else somewhere, you know, in the network, like the guts and stuff, because it just doesn't work. Because now what happens is, I'm requesting, what will happen is LTN will request, if I ever put iron or copper ore on LTN, then it's going to request to itself, and I don't want to do that. It's a bad practice, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it over to this area here. I'm going to work on this a little better. Oh, crap. I hate wasting gravel, but whatever. It comes here. Now, I'm going to have 2 filters on this. And I'll show the other filter. It's the rich dust or something that comes out of the process we're going to be working on next here. So I'm going to add a filter to this one. I'm not handling it. What's going to happen is this whole thing is going to get rebuilt at some point in time, but I'm trying to get the most out of it right now. And what's going to happen is it's popping out of here, the tailings, and I'm capturing it here. So I moved it all, and TSM went and got 1,000 at a time, brought it here, and some of it got burned up because I'd have to discriminate here against tailings, but that's not going to work because this could fill up, and then the tailings is going to back up here. So that's why this has got to be reworked. I have to do a priority splitter like this to here, and then remaining goes to here and gets burned. And then the other one is here. Here it is. Now, the other one we're going to have to deal with here. I broke this out, okay, and that's what's leading into this thing here, this mess. Now, we're going to get stone, gravel, sand, and the rich dust, I think it's called. And this gets made into chromite. Well, I don't need chromite sand. I don't need chromite sand. I have a mining operation for that. So I'm just going to burn it. Okay, here it is. Sorry, I had to do a little cut there. I had to sneeze. It's allergy season here for me. Rich dust. So that's what comes out of this process here. Now, the only thing that we can do with it is turn it into chromite sand and iron oxide. That's it. I don't need this garbage. Although it'd be nice to have the iron oxide. So I might do this just to get this, because this is going to help us later for other recipes. Now I think about it. So I think I will process the rich dust into this, and it'll actually scale this down to 3.2, and then we're burning the chromite sand. I don't need it. You know, that's the problem. I just don't need it. I have plenty of it processing over in the other area at the mining operation. But I will capture this. So that will be captured and then sent back down, and then I'll burn that sand. So this is this is what we're working on now, you know, obviously. And this will start to go down, you know. That's why I do this, because it's like a checklist for me, and also a progress indicator. It kind of keeps me going. So we're going to take the rare earth, draw crush it, ball crush it, and then we're going to do this FTS reactor with sulfuric acid and a regenerative steam thing. We get those byproducts I mentioned. And then we're going to take sulfuric acid again, and we're going to get tailings from this, which is fine. And then we get this another slurry. It's like a solution and a slurry and all that. Now, we need ammonia for this process here. We're going to get this uranium. Now, I'm going to stockpile this at the junk collecting area and then burn it up. Whatever's less, whatever's extra, I'm going to burn it up. Because mining uranium is going to take probably, you know, a big process, and I don't want to throw this out, because then we'll have free ore that we can use to maybe spin something up real quick and get something going. Look at this thing. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 on there. This is cool. A fluid separator. Nice. Yeah, so there's a uranium ore in this process too. Now we do this evaporator, and we get copper out of this. More sulfuric acid, which is pretty cool. And then now we're doing the solid separator, and we're getting iron oxide out of this. This copper can be used here in this ball mill to get the mixed ores. This one here is cyanic acid plus ammonia. I also have an ammonia one here. Now these both use urea, but we're going to prioritize this ammonia over this. But I have a feeling we're going to need extra, so I'm planning for it in this build. And then we get the ball mill with the mixed ores, and these are the mixed ores here that we're going to need: tin, rare earth, and copper again. So the rare earth is here and here, along with copper and tin, or nickel. Then we get, this is where the cyanic acid is used with pressurized air. We get tailings, but we get that fluorite, I think it is. And then we get the cobalt extract stuff, whatever this is. More sulfuric acid in hot air. Then again, like, this is the ammonia, in case this isn't enough. I have to look at the build once we get it going. Oh, this is what we're working on right now. And then this is the sulfuric acid generator. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do a sulfuric acid build as well. We're going to speed this up. So we're going to do, this is the flue gas eater right here. So any extra ash that we're getting, I want to capture that in this process here because we're just wasting it. You know, it's power. I'm consuming power to get rid of ash by venting it. And this thing takes 2,000 flue gas. Plus only 5 gas, which is great, you know, so we use a little bit of gasoline. I wish there was a use for kerosene in some of this crap, but oh well. Now, this is the science stuff here. We're getting closer now. Centrifuge blood to get this little cube. And that's used in the artificial blood process. And then this is that FTS garbage, whatever the heck this crap is. This is using this process here. Hydrogen aromatics, Nexlet plate titanium, and that goes in here along with this. I think this, yeah, this and this go here for the blood. And then once we get, oh no, I'm sorry. This goes to here and then it kicks this thing out. I think the blood goes in here to get the paragen along with these items. I need to get the cotton gut thing up and running again. I forgot about that. So I'll work on that off screen though. But yes, the artificial blood takes this stuff here. And this is the decalin, which is from here. And this, wait a minute. That outputs decalin to here. This is the FTS, which is from here as well. Oh, that's interesting. That's used here and here, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this supplies 2 things. I didn't realize that. And then, yeah, and then we'll get the blood. And then we can start spinning up the final, well, we need 2, we got basically 3 creatures we gotta be doing. 2 creatures with the blood. So that's the plan. So here I am in this location. I'll speed up the build here, but we're gonna do flue gas plus gasoline plus water to acid gas. And then I'm going to have an LTN drop-off for acid gas from the tailings area because that's a waste product as well. So we're dealing with 2 waste products that we're going to deal with. But I don't know which one I want to use first or second or third. I think that using that tailings, it doesn't, you know, I'll have to figure out how I want to do it. But I have a feeling the flue gas is going to be hard. It's going to be tough to keep up because this thing takes 2,000 flue gas. So I'd rather bring in, we'll prioritize this with a valve. You know, we'll do a top up valve. So this one will run first. We want this to run first because we want to consume our flue gas. But the problem is the amount of flue gas. It's just gonna chew it up so fast. Look at it. It's a 2-second craft. That's 1,000 a second. A train only holds 25. So that's crazy. That's crazy amounts of flue gas, which is fine. But keeping this fed via train is gonna be tough. That's why I was considering putting it over by the power plant. But we'll try this first. If anything, I can move it out, and we can do the acid gas on site and then bring it here. So I could rework it, no problem. So let's get to work on this thing, and we'll get our sulfuric acid. No, we'll get our acid gas to sulfuric acid. Yeah, let me grab that other machine here. Hold on. Here it is. This one here. Yeah, let's grab this, see if there's anything more we need to do. Yep, just acid, gas, and water. In Angel's Industry Overhaul mod, it required purified water, I think, which is kind of interesting. But this is just straight out water. I'm okay with that. Oh, and this is the regenerative steam thing for this thing here. Because we need water to water in, steam out, regenerate. And then this one's just the water. Yeah, so we'll have a water pump. I set this up. I preliminary set this up. Oh, and I picked a rail off here. And this is going to be a new business district. I'm trying to utilize some of the dead space I have here. I could do a little pick off here and go down this way for smaller builds. There's a lot of room here, and I'm trying to use it up. I like spreading out, but it gets to a point where, there's just, too much. You can't spread out too much. Now, these big builds, I had to come over here. There's no way that I'm going to build these monsters in areas like this that have mining ops and yards and stuff. But areas like this, I'm going to be, you know, tapping into with these smaller builds. As we get more and more complexed, the builds start to get smaller, it looks like. So anyway, all right, let's get to work on sulfuric acid. Alrighty. Well, I think I got to end this episode. It's getting a little long. Just a lot of stuff I did off screen that I had to explain, and I'm still doing that. So let's talk about what we did build. We got this whole area here now, and man, I tell you, the sulfuric acid took a long time to build up. A long time. And there is 3 ways to get it currently. I found another way. Obviously, the first way is flue gas with gasoline, to get our acid gas. And then we have, acid gas from tailings. This is not a very good one, as we've mentioned, or just to reiterate that this is a 30% chance to get the acid gas from the tailings. So way up here, I've been, oh my God, it's been like a day since I've done this because I stop and start recordings. I go to bed. There's a lot of work in this mod. These machines here, it's a tailings recipe with a chance to get acid gas. So, I mean, I'm okay with it and, and all that, but this is not the preferred method to get the acid gas. It's a way to get some. The best way to get it is over here. I have the machines in the factory here. As you can see, when you see the icon that has the acid gas icon on it, that means that's the primary resource from that process. And if we go over here, see, this is like the primary. Well, it's the only, right? But 2,000 flue gas is no joke. I redid the flue gas thing here. There is a problem when you stack the tanks without pumps. The problem is that it'll equalize between the tanks. So I have to do this. This is the bleed off here just in case, but I've got 6 tanks here ready to go. That's 600,000 flue gas we're going to be collecting. I've got 24. The train triggers on 25,000 from LTN. Now, I want to stockpile this, but here's the thing. If there's 10,000, let's say we have 10,000 in this tank. Without the pumps, it would be 10,000 divided between the tanks. And a train won't, let's say it's 25. It would be 25 divided by 6, whatever that number is, like 4,000 or whatever. That a train will never trigger until all these tanks are 25. And it's kind of wasting time, processing this stuff. And so that's why I do the pumps instead of the tanks. Now, I'm okay with doing tanks, like on gasoline and things, because, it'll be there. Kerosene, things like that. But when it comes to something like this, where we need it, I'm going to do pumps like this, and you kind of have to. I didn't tighten these up. It'd be nice to get the pump here closer, use one pump, but that's just how it was. I could move the rail over and stuff, but it's fine the way it is. Okay, now, I have a project I'm sitting on right now. Urea and cyanic acid. We need this, and I've been battling this in my brain. I decided to break it out, have an outpost for it, because trying to do it within the build of the blood, we're trying to get the paragon, and the blood is a part of that. It was too tough because we need the cyanic acid and we need ammonia for the process. So I have this prioritized here. This is priority 100 on this ammonia, and this is an equal amount. I have a counter on here to, because I don't want to completely rob all the cyanic acid. I want to meter it a little better, have a little tighter control over it. This thing is eating urea like no tomorrow. Look at this. And then I decided to have, if I need a supplemental ammonia, which we're going to bring ammonia in, we're going to prioritize this ammonia here so we keep the cyanic acid running. This one is a supplemental because this is a 30-30 cyanic acid to 30 urea, 30 cyanic acid, whereas this is 100 ammonia. And as you can see, it's already done. It's already filled up. This thing is going to take 1,000,000 years. I thought about maybe trying to wire this up so it stops it. But I think I'd just rather let it go. Let's just let it go. Urea is almost free. It requires some resources, of course, but I'd rather just let this sucker run. And boy, it runs. Now, there's some other little things I might do along this line here. As I was saying I was going to pick off of here, and this is the perfect opportunity to do that. And I got a little room here. I could put a build here. Now, over here, I'm not entirely sure about a train can fit here from here to here. There's room for a train to come in and camp out for a little while, but what I want to do is do a bypass. And I'm going to do the build, I'm going to start the build like right around here. And I wanted to do it here, but then it's too far over, so we'll do it here. I don't mind about the rail being a little, like starting like right around here to do the blood, the what is it? The artificial blood and the paragon. I don't mind doing that here all at once. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna LTN the blood so that I could do the spin ups of the creatures. But the blood is not gonna be on the network for production. It's just for peeling off a little bit. So we're going to do this next episode, but I think we're there now. As you can see, it's gotten a lot easier now that I pulled the chemical stuff out of here, the cyanic acid and that, the other one, the ammonia. And now we're going to do the processing here. And here we need, and the other thing too is I need to, let me go over that real quick. Cyanic acid, I forgot, I skipped over it. This is the way to get not cyanic acid, acid gas. Coal bed extractors, sorry. This sucker requires 500 oxygen to craft. For one cycle. That's a lot of these. Now, this is a way to get consistent acid gas and a good amount of it. But as you can see, and also we get flue gas too. So we could convert the flue gas on site to more acid gas. So it kind of helps the burden a little bit. Pressurized water. And then I was thinking about this one for the oxygen over this one. But there's a lot of oxygen I'm leaving on the table. Now what I'd have to do is go through every single build and look for an oxygen component and LTN it. And save it and LTN it, because I'd much, I want to put all the fluids and gases on LTN because there's so many, and then there's all the little things that I want to put on. LTN is ruling the day for this mod, but TSM is helpful in the big heavy lifting, like I said. So this one here is something I'm going to have to do. But I got to look into the hell mod deets on this because of the oxygen component. Now, here we're wasting oxygen. Hydrogen. Here, I could use this nitrogen for other things. And then we can purify the purest nitrogen and get more nitrogen out of it. So I'm leaning towards this, and, as anything in pYanodons, it's a whole industry of stuff that we're going to have to pull together. This can be placed anywhere, which is awesome. So we don't have to worry about having, a resource node or something like that, which is good. All right, now let's get to this stuff here, which I've been working on off screen, like while I've been doing other things, I've been waiting for the acid gas to build up, because we really can't do anything until the acid gas is ready to be pulled from the two locations that I have it, or the one, because we're only getting the acid gas from up here right now. The tailings. And that's another reason why I'm like, well, we're gonna need consistent acid gas. This is not consistent enough. So I'm probably gonna have to do that coal bed reactor, and that'll be fun. So I'll whip that up in hell mod, and we'll do that next episode. Then that's what we'll do. Okay, check it out. I gotta do the little mousies because we need the paragons, we need the solidified Succoros. And we also need it for the PyScience 2. We need the little cotton guts because they go into that science. Well, I thought, you know what? I haven't touched these moondrops. And let me tell you, this thing can eat some fertilizer and the seeds and everything. So this is the recipe to get your initial moondrop level 2 here, MKO2 or whatever you want to call it. You need soil, fertilizer, 10 moondrop seeds, 2 moondrops, hydrogen, and water. So I spun up 2 of these, and I'm bringing in the fertilizer. And the fertilizer is just getting chewed up so fast, it's ridiculous. And if you look at this, you know, we are obviously look at this when we did the research, but 0.5% to get an improved moondrop. I've been running this thing for 2 days now. Freaking 2 days. It's ridiculous. Well, a day, probably a day. And I finally have enough to do this process right here, which is the aromatics. Okay, so what's cool is I'm making decalin now. This has to be done for this PyScience 2 part, you know, the Paragon. And as you can see, we need the Nexlet plate, titanium plate, and the aromatics and hydrogen, which I'm using, you know, from the other stuff up here. And so we need the decalin for this process. Now, ash, more fertilizer, moondrop level 2, hydrogen, and a decalin, and it's a 1-to-1. So this is taking the seeds and making them into the moondrop level 2s. Here's the rub. Not only do you have to wait for these level 2s, but it's 4 level 2s to get 2 moondrops back and a potential to get 4 seeds. Okay, let that sink in for a minute. We potentially can get 2 moondrops and 4 seeds, which means that 4 seeds turns into 4 moondrops. And that means a total of 6, which would run this again with 2 extra at the maximum output. However, I had a failure on my first one, so I had to wait for 2 more from this process. So I needed a total of 6 from this process. It takes forever. Well, now what's happening is I'm generating moondrops and level 2 seeds. And in order, what you have to do is build up the seeds and then start to bleed off. Then you just make the seeds into level 2 moondrops. And then you put them in your... I rebuilt this thing over here because I had to keep the seeds going. So I had to do a moondrop build over here. I have these metered to only fill up to 2,000 because it will fill up, and then this one potentially can't export, you know, so it'll lock it up. And this one here is at 1,200. My seeds are at 3,700 and 4,800. So this thing literally is, you know, locked up pretty much. The seed, I have plenty of seeds now and all that. So I beefed this sucker up. I just put it over here, and I've been hand ferrying them over here so that I can keep this process going. The amount of, like I said, the amount of fertilizer that I've been chewing up is ridiculous. Now, I'm not running the factory, so here is my biomass has gone from, I think it's 45,000 down to 31, and I'm stealing some of the chitin, whatever, from here to recover some of the biomass, because we do need it for the fertilizer and all that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the brains. I'm probably going to take the chitin. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to throw it in here to recover my biomass. However, I mean, when I start to build again, because I haven't been building, I've been just doing, you know, waiting for things to run. It'll recover. You know, I'm not worried about it. Carbon dioxide's down to 10,000, so that's not going to be going anywhere. But that's okay. We got that on, you know, all ready to go. Okay. So, yeah, what I'm doing is I move the cotton gut build here. I got to rework this thing. I'm going to beef it up. I have it in hell mod right now. And I'm using this is why I'm like, man, let me see what happens with level 2 moondrops. I'm like, okay, that's better. 2 machines. However, this process here, it kind of screws you I don't know why, but Hellmod's not really resolving this very well. However, we need the Ralasia seeds. We need the moondrops for this. I'm just going to, get a stockpile, a bunch of these level 2 moondrops and get this going here. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to do the little myces. I'll do that off screen, though. But I wanted to show the process of this mess here. Because and this is why I didn't, because we really weren't ready to do this, and I just kind of forgot about it. But the level 2s is quite involved here. As you can see, it's, we got the decalin, we've got, fertilizer, which we just got, a couple, 5 episodes ago or so. It's, it requires quite a bit of setup in order to get the resources for this process. And it's going pretty good. Now, like I said, now initially set, the initial on this, see, look, we're 3. The initial setup on this, once you get enough seeds, once you get that 2, once you get 2 moondrops back from the 4 on top of the 4, the percent chance of 4, then this thing starts to spin up pretty quick. Now, there's going to be losses off and on, but you're hoping that you get less losses than, with the 50% shot. You're hoping you could build up quick, and then you can start to offset those losses. And this is doing pretty good. Why is that there? Go there. And, I got, you don't need these here. So those are the extras. So you just feed them back into this. And bonk. There we go. And bonk. Wow, that's a lot. I was kind of wanting to keep them in there, but we got to eat them. All right. I'm just going to keep this running just in case something happens here. And if I have extras, great. Then I can then I can put them in here and run this thing. But yeah, this is a pretty weird process. But I have plenty of seeds now to keep the moondrops flowing to build the seeds up higher. And then eventually what you want to do is convert those into the MK2s. Right now I've got basically, what is this now? For every, I think this is the moondrop creator. So 5 to 5. So yeah, I have this many level 2 moondrops now, which is good. And I want to keep this going because we may have to set this up later on, for other things. And I mean, oh, you know what I could do? I totally forgot. I'm going to take some of these out of here and I can speed this up. Although, you know what? Maybe I'll speed this one up. Yeah, let's speed that one up. I'll have to cut this off here because this is going to kick out the level 2s. There we go. There's 5, and this will be faster. There we go. Much faster now. I don't know what the base rate is on that. 1,000, 1,250 now. Cool. Yeah, then I can spin these level 2s up quicker. And the more you have, the better, right? Just like the level 2 Vrauks. You want a ton of them on hand. Bonk, 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 bonk. There we go. 1,500. There we go. All right, cool. All right, let's end this episode. Let me shut up and stop talking. A lot going on, man. I tell you. All right. Hope you enjoyed the episode. It's kind of like, all over the place. But, hey, that's how pYanodons is. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.